Welcome to Redneck's World. This is Magical Wax. Thought we'd show off our RC collection a little bit. That is a new bright. We've got a Traxxas, Proline Pro 2, Proline Pro Fusion, an Arma, and a pink Camaro. And we're going to break these down a little bit and show you what they are and what they're all about. Not the new bright. So we might as well start with the new body for the Camaro. And this camera angle is really showing off that color. Pretty cool. So this is my daughter's car. We'd done a video on this a while back, a little over a year ago for Christmas. It is the Traxxas Fortec. Oh, and welcome back to the channel. Side tantrum. He's gotten quite a bit bigger. But yeah, this is the Traxxas Fortec. We have done a little bit of fixing on it. The last video, the rear wheels were on the front of the car. Still need to do a little bit of tuning, but hopefully this summer we'll have some run video on this car. This had the GT40 body, or the GT body, and the way the GT is built, it's open right there and it goes way down and comes back up. That rubs the rear suspension on this car. So good looking body, not really the best performance characteristics on that body. The next one we're gonna open up is the Arma. And you're not gonna say hi to our viewers?
No.
Why not, Side Tantrum?
Because that's how mean I am.
Don't be mean. So Side Tantrum is, how old are you this year?
12. Turning 13 March.
Yep, he's a preteen. So he has a bit of an attitude on him.
A bit?
We did upgrade the shocks to the Proline Shocks. I like these a lot better. When I got this car, box stock, it's fast. We were running a 3S LiPo.
I think it's in the Dodge over there.
It shouldn't be in any car, but it might be. So we have taken it apart because I changed the controller and a couple of things on it. This truck is actually surprisingly fast. I like the wheels and tires on it. They feel pretty good. The shocks were the downfall on it. Like, I don't know how they missed the mark that much. But we're running 70 weight shock oil in the back, 60 weight in the front. The reason is this car has a lot of power and it really squats the back. And if you run a short course truck, you know that when it hits, it usually hits the back pretty hard. So we put some good shock oil in the back, some pretty heavy weight. These are big bore Proline shocks. They are made for the Arma, which I was actually kind of surprised about. But yeah, this is a pretty cool truck actually, and we are gonna get it back going. I might actually sell this one, just because we have so many RC cars now.
They're all fun.
Just grab it and set it down. The next one's gonna be the Pro Fusion. Now this truck comes with no wheels and tires, no electronics, and no body. So it's kind of nice because you get to pick whatever you want to do to it. And I painted the pink Camaro, this truck, the Pro 2 race truck, and the yellow T-Max body. So I went, it is in there, okay. So I went with the 8 scale route on this truck. And I know my box is not quite right in that. I'm gonna figure something out and make it a little bit better. Maybe we'll run run the stuff back here, but Proline does have a spot for the antenna right there, so we're gonna have to figure that out and make it a little bit better. Anyways, so yeah, this is a complete kit, but you have to buy your own wheels and tires. It does come with 8 scale hubs. So we kind of built a monster truck out of it. Setting it next to an actual monster truck, the thing looks little. It just looks like a lifted Dodge pickup.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what I was going for anyway. We went with candy blue and white paint scheme, kind of trying to give it an iced look. And I found chrome paint. So yeah, you can chrome your own stuff now, which is cool. I should have done a chrome rear bumper, but let's face it, I got lazy, which is okay in the world of RC. There are people that paint these right there.
Remember, we lost mine to that one, and then we got new ones.
Yep. There are people that paint these very lazily. But this one's going to get finished up this summer. Next up is the Proline Pro 2.
Which is my race truck.
Yep. It's your race truck. There are videos of this running with the yellow Dodge body. This body we did something kind of cool with. We did a color flop.
Or the green and
Oh, that looks pretty cool on the video. Side tantrum.
It does?
Yeah. On the roof.
Awesome.
On the roof of the truck, I can see your face.
No duh.
So yeah, this is a gold to green color flop. And the way you do that is you put the pearl on, then you put your backing, which is black. And that's what gives you that color flop. The pearls in that color are really cool. They're all cut with a laser, and with the way the pearls are cut, it reflects the light, and that's how you get the color flop. We did upgrade a little bit from that last system that we had in here, which was the DHK Wolf setup.
Which it was a pretty good setup, but
It was good until it stopped working. Since then we put an Onyx system in it, and I hate the system. It just all of a sudden quit working on us. We were running it on 2S. That is the receiver.
which you might not know.
You've got to learn about what parts are what, bud.
Yeah.
So we are going to take these braces out of here. The only reason we put these in here, this is strong, but this car had sat in a vehicle and all the plastic had gotten a little bit weak on it. These are not weak, but we do have new pieces to replace the body mounts with. But yeah, as far as everything else goes, it's fairly stock, other than we did break the front end. So we went with the metal ones. These are Traxxas TRX front end pieces. Super easy to get, really nice upgrade. Proline didn't at the time have these pieces, so I don't know if you can get them for the Proline Pro 2 specifically, but they are the same thing as a Proline, the Traxxas / two-wheel drive. Because as I've stated before, this is supposed to replace your two-wheel drive chassis. And it does have the Proline racing transmission in it, which everybody is going to for their race cars now. Now the big thing is to do drag cars. Even though this kit is $700, if you were to do a drag car out of it, I think it would be the way to go. Because all you really need, you can adjust the ride height so it's lower to the ground. It's a super awesome chassis, metal chassis at that. That's the rubbers out of the... Man. That's the rubbers off of here. So put those back. Apparently his body was still wet when I put it on the truck. So it pulled the rubbers off of the mounts. Anyway, the front end's really nice. Like, I might buy another one of these and do a drag car with it because, heck, why not? Man, you and putting these bodies on is really annoying.
Yeah, I know. That's why I do it for me. Just to know it.
Ah, jerk.
Yep, I know.
But yeah, this truck does turn from gold back to green and every color in between.
Like
it does have a blue. It does, and the paint job I'm not ecstatic about. Side tantrum is, and we did the chrome treatment to the front of the body as well. But Side Tantrum likes it a lot. I'm kind of having my reservations. The blue to me doesn't match the truck, but for a short course truck, you want the rear of the truck to be a different color than the front. If I was thinking, I would have done more of the flop color, more of this color all the way back, and then probably just done the back black.
I was thinking how you have it already right now, but like the blue, black, what the black up here. So
well, and we can't change it now. We've already got it on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did some stuff to make it look a little more real. It's, you know, it's a hobby. It's RC. The next one is one of the newest ones to our fleet. Now, I've been working on these trucks since the last video we did in Christmas.
Yeah.
And this truck I was working on before that.
Way before that.
Now, this truck is a Traxxas T-Max.
Old bodies.
That was Side Tantrum's first body for that truck. I kept it around because you never know, right? I think it looks cool. And we did mess up the paint job on that. The gold was supposed to be blue pearl. It didn't come out that way. It was gold pearl.
No, remember it was like candy yellow?
No, this truck doesn't have candy yellow. Your last truck body had candy yellow. Anyway,
oh yeah.
Anyway, we're moving past that attitude. Anyway, he likes to get yelled at on camera. I don't know why. Preteen. Somebody can answer that, I'm sure. Anyhow. So the shocks on this are obviously kind of a mixed bag on the shocks. I've got a Proline shock on the back on each corner. The ride heights on these shocks are different because the springs are different. Why are you playing with it? Stop it. And that's what's going on with the rear. I need to pull these down just a little bit. Anyway, I ended up selling this to my uncle, and that's how we got the blue Volkswagen. That car ended up becoming a total, and we didn't want to deal with it anymore, so I ended up selling it. This car, I can see why the other car became a total. My uncle recently passed away, and it is a very sad thing, but he really didn't know what he was doing with RC. And that is apparent by the engine that he'd stuck in this. Now, I did a big block. I was doing an 8-scale engine in it because it's a custom chassis. Right there it is. So, the chassis is pretty cool. It's longer by just a little bit, but it's a 3.3 is what's supposed to be on this chassis. Now he's got the 2.5, and if you look, you can see a problem. The motor mounts do not work on either side. There's one bolt in the motor mount. One bolt in the motor mount. All this thing needed was the clutch, and he replaced the whole engine. Well, now the problem is the throttle linkage is all messed up. I had it all adjusted. I had a motor on this. All it needed was that one part. The fuel tank was cracked. This fuel tank is in good shape. But even the carburetor, I don't think the carburetor is on the right direction. And if you look, that plastic does look like it's, this thing's not gonna roll very far. It does look like it's touching the air cleaner, but I don't think it is. If it is, it's barely touching it. Which you don't want anyway, because you don't want the air filter to have a hole in it. From what I was told, he had this thing running and he was just getting through the break-in process, which anybody knows, if you have a motor mount issue, it isn't going to work properly. So we're going to fix all of that. We're going to fix, I'm going to get rid of the 2.5, and I want to put a small 8 scale engine on it, because that would be a big block for this combination. Now I do have the stock Traxxas exhaust for it. I don't want to run that. This exhaust was off the 8 scale engine, and it fits the body well. It comes out right underneath the truck so that it works right. What are you doing? You don't need to go get that exhaust. He is way doing too much. But see, what we had to do here was we had the stock hose that goes into the muffler, and then another piece with another piece of pipe ran into the right stuff. So this is all wrong. So that needs to be fixed. So there's a lot to do here, but it's not too much to make this thing really cool. I don't remember what these wheels and tires are off of. Obviously they're Traxxas.
I don't think we ever changed them from the last one, like, because when we first got it.
This was in a box when I first got it, if you remember, and I built it.
I don't remember it being in a box, but okay.
This was in a box when we first got it. It had that green Dodge Charger body on it.
Yeah, that's not good at all.
And that's why it's got the green hose. But if you notice, there's only one green hose on it, because he melted the other hose, because he had it running right around the head, through the exhaust to the exhaust. Even though this is an RC car, parts are still going to get hot. You don't want your fuel lines running on the exhaust or on the head. There are ways to run them for the factory setup, and that's not a big deal. And putting a factory engine on this wouldn't be a problem, because the 3.3 is such a bigger engine than the 2.5 that the engine will work. It'll mount and everything. So we decided to throw a short course body on it. I think it looks a little more like a monster truck than with the actual T-Max body. And we did the single mount in the back. It seems to work pretty good. The with the two posts, somebody had glued those posts. And I know there's ways to break them apart, but at the time that we put this body on, I really wasn't trying to mess around with doing too much. But I think this style body looks so good on a T-Max, because it actually has decent fitment on the wheels.
And if we do go off jumps with this, it'll actually fly, because it has.
Well, it's not going to balloon up. These trucks fly just fine with their bodies the way they are, with that narrow body. But when you set that truck next to my Proline, the Pro Fusion. Now the thing with the Pro Fusion is it's Proline's second truck, and it's 4-wheel drive. Now they have the MT, and then they have the Pro Fusion MT. And I'm thinking, I don't have experience with the Pro Fusion MT, but their first runs of trucks were all two-wheel drive. So it was basically that chassis as a monster truck, a short course truck, and a buggy. Their second version of truck is this one here, and that's a four-wheel drive, and they did it as a short course truck. And then what I've done is the short course monster truck, and then a monster truck. And I don't know if they have a buggy version. I wouldn't see them doing this as a buggy, because then it would become an 8-scale buggy, pretty much.
Yeah.
So this one with 8-scale stuff in it is going to be really fast. We've ran it on a 3S, and I had magnets on the body, and it ripped the body off. Destroyed everything. I had lights, everything. It looked cool, but it ripped it off. So we're redoing it, and I'm actually using the body mounts that it came with. But yeah, setting the two trucks by each other, the T-Max definitely looks like a monster truck compared.
Well, of course, because it has that good looking, cool monster truck looking body on it.
It's a short course body. We can take this body and put right on that truck.
Yeah, but it'll be the cancel. Never mind.
Well, this one has a different suspension setup, where this one doesn't. This one does have pretty good ground clearance.
Oh, really good.
But this one has a lot more ground clearance. This one has 4 shocks on the front end alone. This one has 4 shocks all the way around it. So there's a lot of differences in the two trucks, but to say that that's an actual monster truck, it's not. It's like a lifted Dodge pickup, which is fine. But yeah, that's kind of our wanting to show off our toys a little bit. Now the pink Camaro is going to get a couple of different things going on with it. And the other thing is the body that was on the pink Camaro when we first showed you is a body that I had done up for a car in the future. So I am planning on getting a car and putting this body on it. I'm wanting to do an on-road car. I love Skylines, and I wanted to do a yellow Skyline because if I ever got one, like I said, the R34 is my favorite. So this is a Tamiya body, which is new for us to do something that was not Proline, because Proline is a really good company. They're American made, and they will not sell out to do something out of the country, which is pretty awesome to me. So what we did here was, this is candy yellow, but I backed it with chrome, and I think it turned out pretty slick because you have the color. It's not really chrome yellow, but as far as the candy, it came together pretty good. The pink Camaro, I found a new company that I could actually get chrome and candies and pearls from. So this candy yellow would be like as if I had went and painted the car in a professional shop. The Camaro is as well. The Camaro started out with a purple pearl, and then we did a blue pearl, and then we did the hot pink. The hot pink has no metallic in it, and this body, I gotta say, turned out pretty sharp. I would have done chrome bumpers on this car had I bought the chrome, but I feel like for what she's going to end up doing with the car, it's going to be perfect. And we did the back bumper as well in black. Now it didn't come out perfect, but it's an RC car.
Iron's supposed to come out perfect.
That's not, well, it just depends on what you're doing with the car. We're going to play with these cars. They're going to get damaged. So I'm going to have to do it again.
Yeah.
But you can see the purple pearl in there on the camera. Yeah. And when you get this car in direct sunlight, it almost turns like this purplish blue. It is so pretty. I did mess with my daughter when we brought her home. You take that body off of that thing. It does not look right.
It does. It's a lowered GTR.
Yeah, but it ain't lowered correctly. It has no fitment on it. So the car that I'm looking at for this, I may have to get a different offset wheel so that the wheels fit in right. That being said, it's not going to be the best handling car. This car handles great. Traxxas hit it on the mark with this car. This is the brushless Fortec. It is a great car. There's stuff you have to upgrade on it. Like anything, they did really good with the wheels and tires. These are the stock wheels and tires on the Traxxas. I'm looking at, and I don't know if I'm going to have to, but I can take this down to my local hobby shop and put it on the car and see if it even fits. But I'm looking at a, it's also a Fusion. What the heck?
It's a drift car type.
It's not a drift car. It's an on-road car. Not every on-road car is a drift car. This car right here is an on-road car, and it is not a drift car. It's an all-wheel drive on-road car, but all it takes is the right driver, and it's a drift machine. Or the right wheels and tires. Anyway.
I forgot what it was called.
So, yeah, with having the chrome in it, it just got this really deep look, and I actually love that color. You could do it with any other candy that's on the market. I think there's a candy green. I know there's candy blue because that's the color I did my truck. And you can see the difference in the truck body compared to this, because with this I did the chrome backing. On that I did the silver backing. So when you're painting your bodies, just remember you're painting the inside to the outside. This has 3 coats of yellow, and then it has 2 coats of silver. That has 3 coats of blue and 3 coats of silver, and it does look candy. This just has a whole different candy look to it. And yes, I did use the black backer for the chrome because that's what it says to use, is the black backer. Now, when you get this body, these are silver. The rear wing is silver. We painted them black just to give a little more realism to the car. You can paint them whatever color you want. It's an RC car. You got to remember that. You can do whatever you want, and I love the hobby for that. If I wanted to paint this thing and make it look totally like a hunk of crap, I could. We could mask off the fenders and paint gray primer inside, and then paint the rest of the car a really nice color, or the ugliest color you've ever seen. We could paint it orange, green, pink. We could paint the hood a different color. We could paint the door a different color. It just depends on your artistic ability. And even if something's not 100% correct on it, don't worry. You always have reasons to, or ways to fix it. The decals actually didn't lay in here 100% right, but honestly, they don't look bad. Some of the window and headlight masking didn't go as planned, but it still doesn't look bad. So yeah, every RC car is going to have a mistake here or two. Your factory bodies are full of mistakes. If you look over the factory body, that's why a lot of people throw their factory body away, buy what they want, put it on the car. HPI is what I was thinking of. So HPI Fusion is what I'm looking at to put this body on. It's the Porsche edition. Very nice looking body. I do like that body, but I want a Skyline. So the thought is I'll either play with it as a Porsche and put this on for
shows.
looking at, or I'll drive it with this body, and once that gets destroyed, I'll put the Porsche back on it. It's a wide body Porsche, pretty cool car. And my little side tantrum here will not stop jerking around with his new Bright. Now I told him once we started all this, he was gonna love RC cars. He asked for a new Bright every year, and then he ends up complaining about them when he gets them.
What?
Because he knows what a real RC is. And then he'll break the other one and he's like, well, that was crap. What'd you do in the first 10 minutes with that one here? You broke the rear bumper off of it. Yeah.
That's just a bumper. I can do it back on.
So another thing I wanted to show people while we've got them is the front brakes that we're doing on our Mustang. So the black GT Mustang, if you looked at our videos before and you saw the black Mustang in the snow, it's a pretty sad sight. Now you're gonna have to bring those in here. Hey, just bring one in here. You know, you have a bad habit of having me yell at you right when I'm about to tell the people to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so they know what's going on. All right, so that does not go on there like that. These are Cobra Brakes. They're 13-inch. They are quite huge compared to what goes on a 91 Fox body Mustang. Also, I bought some Brembo brakes. Brake calipers. So these go on these. Now these are the Cadillac CTS-V calipers. Ooh, I got some problems. Not a huge deal.
No, right.
So we custom painted them blue with a horse. Now this is painted in. There is no gap on that. They're brakes, so the little bit of crap that you see in them now is not a huge deal, because once we put them on the car, they're going to be behind wheels. But they are 4-piston Brembo brakes. They say Brembo on them somewhere. Anyway.
Oh, you don't? Oh, wait,
yes, they do.
Yeah, online.
And back here, they're stamped Brembo.
Yeah, I see.
Come on, man. Make me look like I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, these rotors are what these call for. If you go any smaller, your rotor is going to ride lower in the brake. There's also a kit you have to buy to put these on a Fox body. So we are running an SN95 front end. These pieces right here are part of that other kit. It is kind of an expensive kit, I do got to admit, but okay. Once we get everything together, it's going to be worth it. So these go behind the brakes. Now, why are they blue? We painted them. Now, why would we paint them? They're bare steel. I don't want them to rust out, especially while we're waiting on. If they rust while they're on the car, a lot of people are super picky. Oh, you don't want things to rust while they're on the car. It's a brake part. It's going to get heat. It's going to get cool. It's going to rust. This goes behind the rotor anyway, so you'll never see it. The reason it goes behind the rotor is to space it out correctly. Now, the company that we got these from, it looks like the only contact information that they have is on Facebook. So see, that part goes behind there, spaces this out so that that rides center in the caliper. The reason we went this way is parts availability. So parts are everywhere for these things. These right here, you can only get from one company that I have found, and they are on Facebook. There's another guy with a video that tells you how to get these. They're very easy to get a hold of. They do respond. The product is sent straight to you. They don't send you the pins anymore. They used to have alignment pins that you would have to drill out the rotors. So when you put them in, you drill out a hole and lock them down. I don't know why they don't send that anymore. Probably because you don't need them. Too much work sometimes is too much work. I know I don't want to take any more metal out of something than it absolutely has to be taken out of. So for me, this kit made sense. It came with new bolts. These pieces are new and they're off-centered. So you have to center them, then you can tighten everything down, press them in. Got to press these out first. And all that good stuff. But once they're on, you have big front brakes. But that being said, you have to run a 17-inch wheel, which isn't a big problem unless you're trying to look stock. Then it becomes a problem. But if you're putting big brakes on a Mustang, you're obviously going to use it for more than just driving to the local car show. So put your big brakes on. And Side Tantrum has left me. Him making videos has obviously gotten boring to him. That's our RC fleet. That's what we're up to on the Mustang as far as front end work. We haven't done the SN95 stuff yet. I did get new front wheels for it that match the rears. They're 17 by 4.5. Can you go put that away, please? And yes, my daughter, Lucky Bunny, she is the artist of the family, and she is running from me. She's the one that drives this car. Anyway, she did draw the horse that's on the front calipers. We transferred. So what she did, she looked at a picture on the internet, drew it on a piece of 2-inch tape. We then cut the 2-inch tape out and stuck it to the brake caliper. Kind of old school, but sometimes that's how you get the best art. Yes, you can print those off if you've got a
Printer.
A sticker maker. I don't know what the machine is called. Redneck's World, we're calling it a damn sticker maker. So you...
Not a sticker maker.
I don't care what... Hey, it makes stickers. Anyway.
Vinyl cutter.
Oh, a vinyl... Okay.
So it's a sticker printer.
Okay, so she's a city girl. Anyway.
Not right.
Anyway, so you could make the decals, you could put them on, you could use an exact copy of the picture to do it. And the reason we went with horses is it's a Mustang. We didn't want to put the words Mustang on the caliper because it's a little redundant. It's already all over the car. I could have went with GT because the car is a GT, but they aren't standard equipment. We just kind of felt like the horses were the way to go. Now, if I was to put those on something else, I could see where the horses wouldn't be the thing we'd want to do. But, I'm not going to put Mustang brakes on a Camaro. That would be a little ridiculous, wouldn't it? It kind of would, I guess. But, so yeah, there's those. Why are you doing that?
So they don't just stare at nothing.
No, there's a blue car there. We can put your cheese mug on there. What do you think of Side Tantrum?
Yeah, I've gone fast.
You always look like you've pooped. So yeah, like our channel, subscribe. Oh yeah, we didn't dig into this thing. Well, that's because it's a piece of crap.
It's a Christmas toy that you got from Grandma.
It's actually not bad. The problem is the controller.
Is that? We could change the controller though.
No, we cannot change the controller in this.
Oh, it is.
Okay, so you have full left, full right. There is no in between. As soon as it clicks, it's going full.
The speed's
and
honestly
then,
pretty good. It's a
honestly,
four-wheel drive.
Yeah, it is 4-wheel drive. But again, once you make the controller click, it's all or nothing. He almost ate it.
No, there's something wrong with this wheel. It's wobbly.
Well, it's a new bright, buddy. You drove it down some stairs. Hey, there's no fix for it. Now, that's the thing you have to get in or realize. This is our first toy brand RC that we've had on our channel. To be real about it, even if it's the Pro controller, It sucks. You can't do anything with it. You can't change it. They're crap. It's okay for a kid and his first RC. There's nothing wrong with it. But once it breaks, and this thing looks really cool, honestly.
Wait, and the light bar does work. It looks fake, but
yeah, it is a fake light bar, but it does light up. It's got like 6 LEDs that light up or something. Did you turn it off?
turn.
I didn't turn it off. I was playing with the controller. Yeah, see, it does light up, but it's behind stickers, and it's kind of it's chintzy, but it's a toy grade RC. But there's still value here. It is 4-wheel drive, which is pretty cool for a toy grade RC. I haven't seen one in a long time that was actually 4-wheel drive. Of course, you've got motor on axle. You can see how chintzy it is with the white plastic. Those white plastic knuckles. And we all know that the white plastic knuckles, yeah, does not like to stay turned. Turn it off. Turn it off. That's why it's on and it's going. No, that's normal. The tires are actually rubbery on this guy. It almost feels plastic baggish on the sidewall here. On the inside, on the outside, it almost feels plasticky. Anyway, there's still a value here. If the kid breaks it, I suppose you could take the body and the bumpers and probably put on something like that and make it really cool. Especially if you had the brushless version of the T-Max, which would be the E-Max.
I want to consider it, though, because that would look great.
It's a hard body.
Hard body to take off and put it onto one of those.
Well, and it's a hard body. You can already see where it is flexed from him doing whatever he does with this thing.
Up there, down some stairs, that's it.
But it's a toy grade RC. So, you know, you spend, I don't know what this cost because it was a Christmas present, but let's say it was $100. You spend $100 on a toy like this. 10 minutes later, it's broken. It kind of gets annoying. That's not how the RC world is. If you spend good money on this one and you break it, about 20 bucks, you're going to fix it. You might be mad at it for a while. It might sit in the closet for a little while. Then you go, you know, that thing was pretty wicked. That RC car goes a lot faster. That one goes fast. That one goes fast. That one goes fast.
These all go fast except this one.
Well, actually, this one's the slowest one in our fleet.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because
it can fly.
There's nothing underneath it. It's just a body.
Oh, yeah. The door's kind of open.
Yeah, the door's kind of open. This one is definitely the slowest. It does have a LiPo battery. But, yeah, there it is.
Ugly.
It's not even really, I mean, it's a little over a 1S, kind of. As far as voltage goes, as far as power it's putting out. And I think it's still got brushed motors in it, which is fine. It's toy grade. It can't handle brushless. And I know there's going to be some people that might be upset about it or whatever, but it's okay. You know, it goes on hard surfaces just fine. It does kind of suck in grass. It slows it down. It will go, but it's just not.
It's like a rock climber slow.
Yeah, and as far as climbing goes, I think this machine would be pretty decent other than you don't have precise control because it's all or nothing on the throttle and it's all or nothing on the steering.
Unless you get used to it.
You can't just get used to it when you're trying to do precise crawling, which you have not done yet.
I've climbed a few rocks with this.
So he got it for Christmas, and it's already January, and he's been 2 weeks away from me, which is where this has been sitting, is at my house. So he's climbed a few rocks with it.
And a few stairs.
I think he's BSing, folks. Anyway, this is it's been a pretty good time, so we're going to say goodnight to you on this video.
Hope you guys had a good New Year's and Christmas.
Yep, and Lucky Bunny ran away from us.
Yeah, she's...
So, this is going to be the Redneck signing off. And we'll catch you on the flip side.